What's up guys, it's me, your favourite YouTuber, Aspen. Now, today we're going to be talking about, first of all, do you like my new setup? Is it cute? I like it. I think it's cute. Today we're going to be talking about beanbag adventures. If you've heard of this, which you probably have at some point, or maybe you haven't, I don't know. You will know it's very spooky, it's very disturbing, it's very horrifying. Now, I don't mean that as in people like, oh my god, what this girl did is horrifying. It's just like she cheated on her boyfriend or something. This is something genuinely not safe for life. Here's some trigger warnings. This is a bit less silly than all my other videos. That said, other videos aren't that silly, like the Kickwell one. But they are, whatever you're thinking, it is much, much worse. So, let's get started, shall we? Now, first of all, I'm going to talk about how I personally found out about this mystery. I'd heard of it a couple of times before, but I didn't really think much of it. I just thought it was another internet hoax. Well, I was watching a Farrell Maguire video called Horrors on the Chinese Internet, which, by the way, don't go watch it. I've got beef, because he showed a video of what could very well have been someone committing and then instantly followed it up with an aura ad, and it was too emotionless. I didn't like it, like, at all. I don't like you, Farrell Maguire. I don't like what you did. I think you should be cancelled because you showed a video. So, also in that video, he showed, he talked about briefly Beanbag Adventures, which was a Chinese creator on TikTok and Douyin who did basically just urban exploring videos. Now, there was one which he was most famous for. I'm going to show you it now. I'm going to probably blur or censor most of it, cut out a lot of it, because if I show it on YouTube, the mods are going to and I don't want them to do that to me. So, you know, I'm just going to show you. Now, you probably can't tell what was going on because of my amazing censorship. Don't worry though, it is warranted. Basically, this guy, he did like, you know, urban exploring, adventuring in abandoned places. Pretty chill stuff, right? Now, in this video, he walks into, he calls it an abandoned lab. It's like some old, massive building. Massive, you know what else is massive? Okay, I'm sorry. Walks in this huge building, and he basically just finds, this huge corridor that leads up downstairs. Now he goes through there, and he finds what is shown in the video. He is recording. There's a huge pool, very, very large, with dead babies in it. Like at least a dozen dead babies. I've seen the video uncensored, so you can trust me, guys. I'm not going to feed you lies. Like, this is why I was being careful doing research about this, because a lot of people, some of the videos I can't access, a lot of people come up with a lot of lies about them. Yeah. So, a dozen dead babies floating around in this vat. Now, I'd say about 6 months is probably the youngest. Oldest would be 4 or 5 years old. Lots of them. All in different stages of decay. Like, there's one where its head's not on. Oh. And you can see its ribs and stuff. Now, a lot of these didn't have their organs in. Obviously, he didn't, like, inspect the dead bodies, but just by looking at them, you could see they didn't have any organs. And, yeah, you can see they're on various stages of decay. They've got maggots on them. Now, whether these are real maggots or not, people continue to debate to this day. Some people think they're just, like, mosquito larvae or whatever. But they did look very convincing. So yeah, lots of dead babies. Now, he does say in the video, as you've seen, these are props for a film, these are props for a film. These are all props, none of these are real. However, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that they're not, just by looking at them. They were really gross to look at. I'm pretty sure he was only saying that so that the TikTok mods would look at it and be like, oh, it's fine, they're not real dead babies. He's allowed to just show that to in front of innocent people. It's fine. Don't worry about it, guys. Not real dead babies. Yeah. And then at the end of the video, you can see he retches a bit, stops recording. I'm assuming he threw up, and he complains about the smell quite a lot in the video. Now, obviously, many of the comments on this were skeptical. Everyone was like, okay, what the fuck? Maybe this... A lot of people didn't think it was entirely real. People thought, oh, this is staged. They are not real. Their legs are angled at the same angle for every single one. They're not real. They're not real maggots. These are all weird. He staged it. But I have a question. Why would this random guy who just posts urban exploring videos go through all the effort to get at least 24 realistic looking dead baby dolls, put them in this massive vat in the middle of nowhere, and go and look at it and record it just for a single TikTok? Also, he was complaining about the smell. A lot of people have said, why would he complain about the smell if they were fake? Well, obviously it is really easy to fake. Like, you can't smell anything through the screen. If I were to say, oh, this is not blue tack, this is rotting flesh. Ooh, it smells so bad. Like, you wouldn't know. Obviously this isn't rotting flesh, this is white tack, not blue tack. Sticky tack. But yeah, so it could be really easy to fake, so I don't think that's a very valid argument. Sorry, I keep getting a ton of messages and I keep zoning out. I keep disassociating a lot. I've had this problem in real life as well. It makes it really hard to do stuff. I'm very sorry. Anyway, so yeah, I don't think it was fake. Now, that raises a ton of questions. For example, what if he knew someone in the film industry and they were actually all props, and this was just where they stored them? But then again, that wouldn't make sense as to why they all stored them in a huge vat in the middle of nowhere. So, yeah, I don't think it was fake. However, there are 4 videos, so I'm going to show you the second video now. Obviously, the audio hasn't worked on any of these. I've censored it really well, don't worry, guys. Anyway, just a point I wanted to make. Notice how in this, he's given up the narrative of trying to play it off as fake. Yeah, just watch. I'm really sorry if that last clip before I showed you the video was really, like, choppy, by the way. I kept disassociating and it was being really annoying. Now, in that clip, he goes back. This was posted in November of 2023. The first video was uploaded in February, so this was in, like, quite a while later. And he goes back, Sorry, my nose is really itchy for some reason. He goes back and he finds the dead babies again. Now, it's important to note they are way more rotten than they were last time. Like, way more decomposed. Really gross stuff. Like, some of them look kind of skeletal even. So, yeah. Ew. Ew. He also finds some medical bottles near it that look like they have some kind of liquid in, and like a baby's cap, like kids' clothes and kids' toys. Now, some people have said online, oh, there were more dead kids in the second video than in the first. I'm not sure if that's true, actually. I don't think it is important to note, there is now a tarp over them, for some reason. I'm kind of blind. I use glasses. That's really irrelevant to what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm kind of blind. I couldn't really tell if there were more than last time. There might have been. Editing Aspen is going to clip this now after they've rewatched the video and tell you. Yeah, there is more dead babies than last time. Like, many, many, many more. Thank you, Editing Aspen. So yeah, that's important to note. Now, there were 2 more videos. There was a third and a fourth. In the third and fourth, I'm pretty sure he explores like more of the building, like the upstairs and stuff. I haven't seen those videos. I can't get my hands on them. Probably a good thing, but I've seen a few clips. There are kids' masks, like kind of like this kind of mask, but not this quality. As you can see, mine's amazing. They're more like flimsy and papery, of like rabbits and stuff, like cute little animals. There's one plushie, I think, that they find, and a lot of skeletons. Like skulls, skeletons. All from adults, by the way. These are all adults. So, this begs the question. At this point, I have decided in my mind there is no way this can be faked. Now, it could be. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I don't think it's fake. What I do think's a bit weird is the fact he was so nonchalant and just went back a million times and just didn't contact authorities. He was like, whoa. Like, whoa, guys. Dead bodies. Like and subscribe. Logan Paul. Logan Paul be like, anyway. Just a bit strange, but this raises some questions now. How has he gone back there multiple times with visible changes to the scenery and not been caught? If this is the Chinese government, this couldn't be anything to do with their one-child policy, because that was abolished in, I think, 2018 or 2015. It was abolished, so it can't be anything to do with that. It was abolished well before the video was posted, so I don't think it was anything to do with that. Could this be organ traffickers? Now, he does say formaldehyde, I think is what it's in. Formalin, yes. The dead babies are preserved in formalin. So, which makes, I don't know how he found that out, he just kind of did, which makes the baby's organs, like, unusable. So, like, now, credit to Nick Crowley for some of my theories and some of my information. He made a really good video on this, but mine's better. That would make their organs unusable, and also, it's important to note, in China, there's no good way to get organ transplants for kids. Like, you just can't. If a kid's got liver failure and it needs a new liver, it's like, no, you can't get one, you're dead. Because there's no way to transplant them in China, I don't think. Which is really unfortunate. So, that's one theory, that maybe this was an organ farm. Some people think it was a corpse farm. I don't know what the hell a corpse farm is, or why you would want a corpse farm. Like, why would I just want a ton of dead kids and a ton of dead adults just in this building? That makes no sense. Now, a few people have speculated on where this building is. It's not been confirmed by anyone. You know what? Since we're all theorizing, what does Beanbag Adventures himself have to say? Nothing. He was banned. He was just wiped off the face of the internet. Now, everyone was thinking, oh my god. The Chinese government have got him. They've got him. He's gone back too many times. He's seen too much. But it's okay because he exposed the truth for us. No, his account was reinstated a few days later. Except you can see, if you look up Beanbag Adventures on TikTok, probably don't because there's going to be someone trying to re-upload the original gory videos. All of his content is there except the ones with the dead kids and that specific place. which obviously a lot of people are thinking, oh, they're trying to silence him, it's the Chinese government, they're trying to silence him. I don't think so. I think it might just be TikTok being like, hey dude, please don't put dead babies on the platform. We're gonna give you a little smack on the ass, and you're gonna not do that again. Now, it is kind of weird that he's not brought this up ever again. I'm not, maybe he was traumatized and he's just kind of like blocking it out of his mind for the rest of his life. Maybe he is, but kind of weird that he doesn't bring it up ever. Now, the reason that I felt the need to make this video, especially with the, I am going to make a video, there's a lot of Vocaloid drama at the minute, like the who is number one. I could have talked about that, but I decided to talk about this because there's like not a whole lot of proper YouTube videos going in depth about this. The only Nick Crowley's obviously is pretty good. The only thing that I found seriously investigating in was the Reddit post where I found the first 2 videos, which that annoys me. There are dead kids, dozens of dead babies, children, Chinese children and adults who've had their lives ripped away from them, and we don't know why. And it's not just like 1 or 2 dead people that have, it's not just murders that have been solved. The Chinese government is ignoring this and not looking into it. This was 2 years ago and still no one knows where these kids came from. 2 years ago and still no one questions it. It was like, it just happened, it was a bit of a craze on TikTok because everyone was like, whoa, dead kids. They'd send it to their friends to be edgy. But they are dead people. People who had lives, and they are dead. And I don't think it should fall down to me, a random teenager on the internet, to have to make this video to investigate this. It should be up to the authorities in China to be investigating this so that we can bring justice to whoever has killed these people. And it's just, it doesn't sit right with me that all the videos have been so unemotional, the ones that I've seen. Like, obviously, Pharrell Williams, I think. Oh, I forgot. No, that's the guy who made Because I'm Happy. Pharrell Maguire. Like, in his video, obviously it was super emotionless. He was just kind of doing it for clicks, I think. Nick Crowley's video was really informative, but again, emotionless. People need to know. People need to know this has happened. People need to see this, and they need to take action. Because if we don't, who is? I think the Chinese authorities are trying to cover this up. I know I've got a tinfoil hat on, but why else wouldn't there be, like, there's no coverage of this in the media. There's, like, little to no media coverage. Why? Why not? There was a ton of media coverage when, those guys found, they were using, like, randonauting, and they found a dead body in a suitcase. There's a ton of coverage for that. The authorities actually investigated that because they contacted the authorities. And even if for some reason Beanbag Adventures didn't contact the authorities, which I don't know why the hell he wouldn't, maybe he was kind of scared of something, they should have seen that video and looked into it anyway. The authorities should have contacted him. No one has looked into this, and that bothers me. Like, seriously bothers me. Because, what do you mean? There's 24 dead children and no one's looking into it. Now, this video is a bit less silly. I'm gonna make a video in the next week or so about the who is number one, because that's less silly. So, sorry that this video has been really dark, I guess, but life's dark. Life's not all fun and games. People need to know about this. I want someone to solve this mystery, dude. Not even just for my own peace of mind, but for the sake of the families of these people. Obviously, the people have never been identified, so maybe it's just like, maybe it was the families that were killed. I don't know, bro. Maybe they didn't have families. Maybe they were grown in a lab chewing like a horror style. Sorry, I thought my mom was calling me. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, so sorry it's been so dark. Smash that like button, give me a subscribe. Yeah, please do subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel. If I ever hit, I know I've only got like, what, 34 at the minute. If I ever hit 1,000 subscribers, I will do a face reveal. I'll beg my parents, I'll do a face reveal. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. Bye!